Imagine paying $4,000 a month for a one-bedroom apartment with view of a brick wall next to a guy who practices death metal at 3 a.m. Welcome to Overpriced America, where dreams cost more than your kidney and the Wi-Fi still sucks. You ever sit down, look at your bills, and think, is this my life now? You work 60 hours a week, skip the oat milk latte like a responsible adult, and yet your paycheck barely covers your rent. It's not you, it's them. Today, we're diving headfirst into 15 most overpriced cities in the U.S. Places where the cost of living is high, the salaries can't keep up, and you're paying $22 for a salad that tastes like wet cardboard. We'll ask the real question. Is the hype worth the price tag? But before checking your wallet, subscribe if your rent's too high and your patience is low, and like this video to help it reach more people. Get ready. This might hurt a little. Number 15, Miami, Florida. Miami, where the sun is hot, the people are hotter, and the rent is burning your wallet alive. Once a retiree haven and spring breakers playground, Miami's now become Wall Street South. Tech bros and crypto kings fled New York and Silicon Valley during the pandemic, bringing their bloated bank accounts and jacking up prices like it's an art form. Median rent? Around $2,800. Median income? Roughly $50,000. That math don't math. Unless you're a nightclub promoter with side hustle in NFTs. You're probably eating canned tuna in your luxury condo. Sure, the beaches are stunning. But unless you're dating a hedge fund manager, you'll be admiring them from your car, stuck in traffic, watching your AC die. Oh, and let's talk about flood insurance. Because in Miami, your overpriced condo might just come with a complimentary indoor swimming pool every hurricane season. Utilities? Insane. Internet, power, water. Everything costs more, especially if you want to actually work. And good luck finding parking. Your best bet is to valet your car at brunch and pray they don't lose it. Then there's the nightlife. Legendary, yes, but don't get it twisted. That $18 mojito at a rooftop bar doesn't include the tip, the cover charge, or the cost of your dignity. Locals are increasingly being squeezed out of their own neighborhoods as investors scoop up real estate for short-term rentals that sit empty most of the year. And while it all looks glamorous on Instagram, living in Miami without big money is less golden beach and more golden handcuffs. Number 14, Honolulu, Hawaii. Close your eyes. Picture palm trees, turquoise waves, and the sweet scent of hibiscus. Now open them, and welcome to Honolulu, where paradise costs 70% more than the national average, and your groceries come with a side of financial ruin. A gallon of milk? $7. A loaf of bread? $5. Want a two-bedroom apartment? That'll be $3,000. Give or take your soul. Hawaii imports nearly everything. That means every avocado, Amazon delivery, and roll of toilet paper took a vacation before reaching you. It's beautiful, yes, but unless you're military, native, or rich, good luck surviving the postcard. Public transit? Slow. Owning a car? Worse. Gas prices are sky high and parking is a competitive sport. Locals are being priced out by mainland investors buying vacation homes they visit once a year. And that island time vibe? It's cute. Until your plumber doesn't show for 3 weeks and you're showering with bottled water. There's something painfully ironic about watching tourists sip $20 cocktails while native families sleep 3 generations deep in a 2-bedroom apartment. The wealth disparity here doesn't just exist. It's loud, blinding. You'll see Teslas parked next to broken down Toyotas with Protect Mauna Kea stickers. And even though it's paradise, you start to wonder if living in it means being punished by paradise itself. Number 13, Washington, D.C. Here's the capital of the free world, where you'll freely hand over 40% of your income to housing. Median rent? $2,600. Median income? Not bad. But the average person still struggles to keep up with rent, Uber rides, overpriced brunches, and emotional damage of living next to 5 Starbucks and 0 affordable grocery stores. You pay to live near monuments you've only visited once. You pay for security you don't see. And don't even think about owning a car unless you enjoy $250 parking tickets and 4-hour hunts for a legal spot. Want to feel broke next to someone who interned at the White House for free and still somehow lives in a luxury building? DC's got you. You'll also need a second job just to afford happy hour in Georgetown. And let's not forget the taxation without representation, cherry on top. You get all the taxes, none of the Senate votes. Even Whole Foods here feels elite. You walk in for toothpaste. You walk out with a $93 receipt and existential dread. DC is what happens when ambition outpaces reality. Everyone's a policy expert, a think tank intern, or future cabinet secretary. Meanwhile, you're just trying to make rent. The social scene? A mix of power networking and subtle flexes. Even casual conversations sound like job interviews with people who name drop their alma mater before their first name. And while the suits and speeches give off prestige, most residents are just one shutdown away from moving back in with their parents. Number 12, Boulder, Colorado. Nature, hiking, organic kombucha. Boulder is Colorado's crunchy, outdoorsy, ultra-liberal cousin who charges you $1.2 million for a cottage built in 1968. But hey, it has solar panels. Sure, you got mountain access, progressive politics, and more Patagonia jackets than people. But the average income doesn't justify the insane housing costs. You're either a remote tech worker pulling $180K or a barista living in your Subaru. And don't forget, everything here is artisanal. Artisanal bread, artisanal toothpaste, artisanal toilet paper probably. Even the thrift stores have a nerve to charge $75 for a vintage flannel with energy. Boulder's green lifestyle often translates to green bills, lots of them, for the simplest things like coffee or carrots. And unless you're into hiking every weekend, you'll be judged harshly by a guy named Sky who lives in a yurt. Boulder has mastered the art of environmental guilt with a side of financial punishment. Don't compost your food waste correctly? Expect a fine and a lecture. The dating scene is a mix of trust fund polyamorous, mountain climbers, and crypto vegans who own 4 bikes but no car. And let's be real. It's a city where privilege wears hiking boots and sips lavender lattes while casually gentrifying everything in sight. Number 11, San Diego, California. San Diego feels like LA's more relaxed sibling. The one who surfs before work, drinks craft beer at lunch, and lives in a studio the size of your closet. The rent? Ridiculous. Average? $3,200. And if you're hoping to buy a house, well, do you have $900,000 for a 2-bed fixer-upper? No? Good talk. San Diego is beautiful. Sure. Beaches, tacos, sun. It's got the California dream. But the dream comes with sky-high gas prices, water bills from hell, and a housing market hotter than your Tinder matches. The job market? Heavily reliant on biotech, the Navy, and rich people pretending to be startups. Even cheap neighborhoods like Chula Vista and National City are creeping into luxury territory. And don't even try to cool off with AC. Most places don't have it. Why? It's coastal, they'll say. Meanwhile, you're melting. San Diego's casual vibe starts to fade when you realize casual doesn't mean affordable. It means everyone's broke in board shorts. You'll meet 35-year-olds with roommates and full-time jobs who still sleep on futons because rent takes half their paycheck. And if you ever escape the rat race, congratulations. You now have time to sit in traffic on the 5 for an hour just to buy organic avocados. Number 10, Seattle, Washington. Seattle, where every third person works at Amazon and the rest pretend to. It used to be chill, a grunge-loving, artsy, tech-adjacent paradise. Now, it's where a latte is $6.50 and a 1-bedroom apartment is $2,500 plus and rising. The tech boom made millionaires out of coders and priced out everyone else. Teachers, nurses, baristas, good luck. You're either commuting 90 minutes from Tacoma or sharing a 4-bedroom house with 6 roommates and a cat named Macchiato. But hey, at least it's raining. Don't even get started on the property taxes. They're climbing faster than the Space Needle. And nightlife? Unless you like craft cider bars that close at 9 p.m., you'll be bored and broke. Seattle also has that fun combo of high cost of living and rising crime, which means you pay more for less peace of mind. Number 9, Boston, Massachusetts. You'd think with all these universities, someone would have figured out how to make Boston livable. MIT, Harvard, BU, it's a brainy city. But smart people still pay $3,000 per month to live in a building where the heat doesn't work, and the walls are made of cardboard. Everything costs more here. Housing, parking, food. You're broke, cold, and constantly argue with someone who swears they packed the sich in Harvard Yard. Unless you're in biotech or tech, you're probably rationing Dunkin' Donuts and pretending that your North End shoebox is historic charm. Commuting? A nightmare. The tea breaks down more than your mental health during finals week. Boston landlords will rent out a one-bedroom. That's literally just a walk-in closet with Wi-Fi. And when winter hits, you're paying a small fortune just to shovel snow off your leased sidewalk. Number 8, Los Angeles, California. LA. The city of stars and struggling actors living 5 to a house in Van Nuys. The average rent in LA, $2,800. But want to live anywhere near the beach? Prepare to hand over a kidney. Maybe both. Traffic is soul-crushing. Gas is over $6. And your neighbor probably makes more money unboxing shoes on YouTube than you do at your 9 to 5. Yes, you've got weather, diversity, and a dozen Arrowhead locations selling $20 smoothies. But for most people, the glamour is an illusion powered by debt. Want to go out? Hope you budgeted $50 for parking and $18 for a sad kale salad. Even affordable neighborhoods are creeping into luxury territory, and you still hear helicopters every night. And if you think moving an hour inland will save you money, enjoy 110-degree summers and a 3-hour commute. Number 7, San Jose, California. San Jose isn't even pretending anymore. It's tech headquarters. Apple, Google, Facebook, they're all here, and so are the $1.3 million starter homes and $4,000 studio apartments. Don't work in tech? Get out. You won't make it. The barista at your local cafe probably has a CS degree and a side project in blockchain. Everything is optimized, monetized, and unaffordable. Even sadness costs more here. Sidewalks are empty because everyone's too busy working 80-hour weeks to pay rent. And don't bother looking for a dive bar. They've all been replaced with overpriced speakeasies that serve cocktails with liquid nitrogen. Public schools? Underfunded. Traffic? Horrific. Quality of life? Depends entirely on your stock portfolio. Number 6, Oakland, California. Once gritty and full of soul, Oakland is now an art school meets startup fever dream, with housing prices that'll leave you emotionally scarred. You used to move here because you couldn't afford San Francisco. Now you can't afford Oakland either. Median home price? $900,000. Rent? $3,000. And you still get broken sidewalks and occasional power outages. The vibe? Less revolutionary these days. More vegan cafe next to a Whole Foods that used to be a punk bar. Gentrification has turned historic neighborhoods into tech playgrounds with $12 pour-over coffee. And while the price tag is San Francisco level, the public services didn't quite catch up. People still love the culture, the art, the food, the history, but they can't afford to live where they grew up. Number 5, New York City, New York. Welcome to the city where you pay $4,500 per month to live above a vape shop. NYC is magical, electric, endless, but it's also one giant rent trap with rats that pay no rent and have better survival instincts than you. Grocery prices are criminal. Dining out is a luxury, and your landlord hasn't fixed your heater since Obama was president. And yet, people stay, because it's New York, because it's the city that makes you feel alive and poor at the same time. You'll spend your 20s in debt, your 30s in therapy, and your 40s wondering if you should have just moved to Jersey. Living in the city means negotiating rent with a guy named Vlad who insists the bathroom outside your unit still counts as private. And for all the money you spend, what do you get? Roommates with noise-canceling headphones and a suspicious number of pet snakes. Still, no matter how broke you are, there's a weird pride in surviving here. You develop grit, caffeine dependence, and an allergy to suburbia. You'll eat dollar pizza one night and run into a celebrity the next. It's a mess, but it's your mess. And even as you curse the MTA, Dodge delivery bikes, and cry into your bagel, you secretly love it. Because deep down, you know nowhere else feels like this. Number 4, San Francisco, California. There was a time when San Francisco was weird, artsy, rebellious. Now it's a sterile playground for tech millionaires with zero personality. The average rent is $3,700. A decent home? $1.4 million. And the city's still battling homelessness, crime, and some of the worst traffic in the country. You're either a startup founder with a VC sugar daddy or living in a pod. SF used to be counterculture. Now it's all culture, no counter. Tech bros roam the city in Patagonia vests, sipping overpriced coffee brewed by robots. Even a trip to the grocery store feels elite. Like you need venture capital just to buy almond milk. And forget parking. Every square foot of curb is either restricted, metered, or being used by an autonomous delivery vehicle. Golden Gate Park? Gorgeous. Until you realize you're jogging past tents while your smartwatch tracks your guilt. Everyone's networking. All the time. At bars, at yoga, probably during dental cleanings. It's a city of dreamers, but now those dreams come with equity packages and 5-figure rents. Number 3, Aspen, Colorado. Aspen isn't just overpriced. It's laughably absurd. This is where billionaires go to ski and millionaires go to feel poor. A basic condo? $2 million. A burger? $30. Locals? Mostly priced out. The workers who keep the town running? They commute hours from somewhere that doesn't look like a snow globe dipped in gold. You can't afford Aspen. And if you can, you're not watching this video. Your butler is. Even the ski passes are outrageously expensive. Upwards of $3,000 a season. And that's if you live here. You'll see Teslas with snow chains and people skiing in $2,000 jackets like it's just another Tuesday. And try booking a hotel? A 3-night stay can cost more than a semester at community college. Aspen real estate agents don't ask for your credit score. They ask for your Forbes ranking. The local economy is powered by second homes, celebrity sightings, and fur-lined everything. It's not just luxury. It's luxury cosplay in a mountain town costume. Number 2, Santa Barbara, California. This place is stunning. Ocean, mountains, Spanish architecture, pure West Coast beauty. But the price tag? Offensive. $3.5 million for a home, $3,500 plus for rent, and the privilege of paying $18 for eggs. Celebrities love it here. Oprah owns property. Prince Harry might wave at you. But unless you're royalty or real estate royalty, you're just passing through. Most of the economy revolves around tourism and retirees. So if you're working class, you're working way too hard just to stay afloat. Affordable housing? That's a myth locals whisper about, like Bigfoot or reasonably priced brunch. And don't think you'll escape to a nearby town. Everything within 30 miles is just as pricey. Even traffic is deceptive. It's not bumper to bumper. But one bad accident on the 101 and the whole city grinds to a halt. You'll spend more time landscaping your landlord's mansion than enjoying your own space. And the laid-back, beach vibe disappears fast when your paycheck barely covers gas and groceries. Number 1, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And number 1, the most overpriced city in America is not in California or New York. It's Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Population? Tiny. Median home price? $2.6 million. Why? Because billionaires discovered it. And when billionaires move in, you move out. The beauty is unreal. National parks, wildlife, ski slopes. But it's no longer a sleepy western town. It's a luxury bubble in cowboy boots. Locals getting pushed out. Teachers, police, grocery clerks living in trailers or fleeing altogether. It's not just overpriced. It's uninhabitable for anyone who isn't mega rich. Want to rent a 1-bedroom? That's $3,000 if you're lucky. And if it's not already taken by someone's vacation nanny. You'll find luxury ranches and boutique hotels, but barely any doctors, dentists, or year-round grocery stores. Tourists take selfies with moose while locals work double shifts just to keep the lights on. You can't build more. Most of the land is protected or snapped up by developers. Even camping's expensive. Some workers literally sleep in tents behind hotels that charge $1,200 a night. Jackson Hole is no longer a town. It's a private resort with zip codes. And unless you're rich, you're just passing through. So, is the high cost actually worth it? Sometimes yes. Often no. What we're really paying for is a story, a dream, a lifestyle someone sold us in an Instagram reel or Netflix show. But when the rent eats your soul and the salad costs more than your car payment, you gotta ask yourself, what are you really getting for your money? Thanks for sticking till the end. And remember, overpriced doesn't mean better. Sometimes, the best life is just outside the frame of your lease agreement. Until then, see you next time.